Hey, what's up guys? Gons here for the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. I just got done watching Obsolete by Aaron and Melissa Dykes, and I wanted to review it real quick, but also promote it because it was a fantastic documentary. It's about 50 minutes long. It's concise, it's creative, it's artistic. Just the messaging is really on point. It jives really well with a lot of the stuff that we've talked about on this channel. So I think it would supplement all the stuff we've had here, but also it's a great short documentary that you can introduce to friends and family. It's on Prime right now. I don't know if they're going to post it on YouTube. I think eventually they will. Maybe they post it in segments or something like that because, you know, Google does tend to censor a lot of stuff now. And I've noticed that on my own channel with certain keywords or topics. If they're in the title or anything, they just demonetize you, or worse, they just take the video down. But in any case, the documentary is about the future and really sort of it ties together nicely the corporate corruption that's been part of this process, but also the technocracy that's been building for decades now, centuries really, in my opinion, but really in concrete form, in a tangible way in the last century. And you know, where we're headed with all that is sort of the topics that I bring up with transhumanism, but you know, the whole perspective of being obsolete, becoming pets, becoming you know, enslaved to the technological elite slash the technology, the artificial intelligence. And you know, there's been a lot of talk about this recently, just in general, because it's a topic that's right in front of us. And again, this is stuff that you're not going to hear on mainstream media. You're just not going to hear the warnings and the issues. You know, I think a lot of progressive thinkers think that they're talking about it and getting ahead of the curve. But I think that even the stuff that's unregulated, that's not out in the open, is pretty horrific, and it's pretty abominable if that stuff got out there. We recall the story of 150 human-animal hybrids that were, you know, basically illegally being bred and created in laboratories in the UK. That was like 3 years ago. And just recently of Sam Harris and his TED Talk saying that, oh, we have to merge with technology with our brains.
Okay, if intelligence is just a matter of information processing, and we continue to improve our machines, we will produce some form of superintelligence. And we have no idea how long it will take us to create the conditions to do that safely. Let me say that again. We have no idea how long it will take us to create the conditions to do that safely. Another reason we're told not to worry is that these machines can't help but share our values because they will be literally extensions of ourselves. They'll be grafted onto our brains and will essentially become their limbic systems. Well, take a moment to consider that the safest and only prudent path forward recommended is to implant this technology directly into our brains. Now, this may in fact be the safest and only prudent path forward, but usually one's safety concerns about a technology have to be pretty much worked out before you stick it inside your head. Okay. The deeper problem is that building superintelligent AI on its own seems likely to be easier than building superintelligent AI and having a completed neuroscience that allows us to seamlessly integrate our minds with it. And given that the companies and governments doing this work are likely to perceive themselves to be in a race against all others, given that to win this race is to win the world, provided you don't destroy it in the next moment, then it seems likely that whatever is easier to do will get done first. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a solution to this problem, apart from recommending that more of us think about it. I think we need something like a Manhattan Project on the topic of artificial intelligence.
So the film Obsolete is described as, quote, "We're told the future doesn't need us. With the rise of technology, humans will have to be very clever and very careful not to be left behind because human labor is rapidly losing its value. Is this the real motivation behind a secretive effort to reduce population and centralize control? Maybe the biggest threat we face isn't just automation, but the risk that humans are becoming obsolete." Again, very concise, very on point, and that's how the whole film is. And I love their production value of just being a filmmaker myself, you know, creating their own music. I totally jive with that. The editing and the creative sort of artistic way to present some of these ideas totally loved it. This is worth seeing, guys. And I hope you guys check it out. It's on Amazon Prime right now. You can rent it for $2 or buy it for $5. It's totally worth it, guys. It supports them. I don't know these guys personally. I know they've had a history. You know, they worked on InfoWars for a little bit, and I don't know what happened afterwards, but there's some stuff that I would love to know more about their history, you know, and if I can interview them, that'd be awesome too, either on this channel or on the Canary Cry Radio podcast. So if you guys are watching, if you guys want to be a guest on either one of these programs, I'm totally game. And so make sure to check it out. I think the biggest takeaway for me with this film was sort of the legislative side of tying in the whole idea of eugenics. You know, we've known about this, but trying to present this idea in an artistic way, in a consumable way for the masses. This is what I think Melissa and Aaron were able to do with this documentary. Again, it's not like, oh my gosh, this is like the most crazy breaking news theory ever. It's not like that. It's actually just more of a collection of information. There's plenty of evidence, hard evidence, video, audio, of the very people that are constructing this enslavement program. And, you know, just showing the actual philosophy behind it, showing that it's real, you know, and that's sort of the point, that a lot of people are waking up to the reality, but, you know, with a documentary, it helps you sort of formulate or place your thinking in a piece of media that you can share and feel good about. You know, this is one of those films that I feel good about sharing, and I think you should watch it. I think you should share it with friends and family, and get people to talk about it, because again, it's a real issue. Unemployment going up because of robots, already happening. More and more of this utopic society that they're trying to create, or trying to get us to believe it's a utopic society when really we're enslaved to it. Gosh, there's so many directions I want to take it. If you ever watched the documentary Zeitgeist Moving Forward, they basically promote a society that would be technologically controlled to give all the people the necessary goods, right? And, you know, people have said, oh, it sounds like socialism. It kind of does, you know, socialistic, communistic sort of system. But, you know, the promoters of this would say, no, it's not. It's just, you know, technology helping us. And actually, I do think that if it was done correctly, sure, you can create a more efficient civilization or society with technology that assists us, not just assist the few, not just assist the corporation, which is what's happening. And with the advent of artificial intelligence on the horizon on top of it, now we're saying, oh, we must merge with the technology, otherwise it will leave us behind. And this whole mindset is sort of, you know, prophetic. It's biblical in size in terms of the destination or meaning of human life and purpose. And that's the thing that, you know, I don't know what Aaron and Melissa's faith is. You know, I don't know. Maybe they've shared it publicly, maybe they haven't, but they're very on point with the title Obsolete, because it really is describing what's happening to us culturally as a civilization, as a society, of a bunch of us human beings losing what it means to be human. And this has a profound psychological effect on civilization. I think that's why we're seeing such a fractured public, a public that can't figure out what's true, what are lies. And when hypocrisy is in their face, they can't see it because they're so twisted up and bought into the system as well. And, you know, I think with this election cycle, it's pretty obvious. There's so many lies that are just so in your face, yet the public is like, well, yeah, but, and then they move on with whatever agenda was there to begin with. And once human purpose and human meaning and, you know, these bigger ideas like God, which gives us meaning, life, purpose, all of it, you know, once you take that out of the equation, then you do have a society or a civilization that is in destruction. There's this level of, we have completely redefined what it means to be human, or they're trying to redefine us, right? And in that process, we become completely obsolete because our purpose is dropped. We become slaves to the system because, you know, if they're giving us a universal, you know, income or, you know, rations or whatever, we just become so dependent on the government. And to them, we are basically lab animals that are just sort of in the way of their agenda of whatever occult stuff they got going on with apotheosis, or, you know, I think even worse, I think there's a level, and this is me, not Melissa and Aaron, their perspective, but I tend to believe that there is a secret program that is trying to produce a massive scale weapon that ultimately I think is trying to be established to try to kill Jesus when he returns, because I think they're going to paint him as the bad guy coming back. And then the Antichrist system is sort of the, oh, we're the good guys, you know, good aliens, whatever. All that craziness, okay? I don't want to get into all that with this video because this is more about the film Obsolete, but there's a tie in there. There's definitely connections with all these bigger topics, these cosmological topics, these eschatological topics. They all relate, and this is just another piece of media that I think deserves your attention. It's 50 minutes. It's under an hour. It's not like my Age of Deceit films, which are like 3 hours. It's something you can consume with friends and family. You can talk about it, and they're on point. So again, I just want to help promote them and get you guys to watch it because it's worth it. Also, go subscribe to TruthStream Media. That's Aaron and Melissa's YouTube channel, where they, again, publish great videos. I love their videos every time they publish it. They don't publish as much, but they're always really on point, and they're funny and they're good. And again, just wanted to promote them. Go watch Obsolete. Have an awesome day, guys. God bless.